as a Dutch person, I've been looking more into the history shared between Canada and the Netherlands. As you can see on my channel, if you go back, last week I did a video where I reacted to Leo Major's story. And before that, I reacted to Canada liberating the Netherlands. And then you guys recommended for me to watch this video about the exiled Princess of Ottawa as well. So yeah, let's see what this video is about.
This is Commissioners Park in Ottawa. Every May, 500,000 people gather to watch the city bloom. The annual Tulip Festival is the biggest in the world. The event has become so synonymous with Ottawa that its origins have gotten a little lost, even if you know that 10,000 of these tulips are an annual gift from the Netherlands.
Yeah, I did not know this before you guys commented this in under one of my videos, or multiple videos that I did. I had no idea that there was a whole tulip festival and that we sent tulips. Like, this looks so beautiful.
You might not know why. The answer involves royalty, rights of succession, and the liberation of a nation. A story that takes us back more than 75 years to a much darker May. This is Canadiana. May 1940. The Nazis are tearing through the Netherlands. As the invaders draw near, the Dutch royal family makes a narrow escape, fleeing to London to establish a government in exile. But London isn't exactly safe either. The Battle of Britain is about to begin. Over the next few months, German bombs will kill tens of thousands of British civilians. Queen Wilhelmina fears for her children and her grandchildren, so they're evacuated all the way across the ocean. Crown Princess Juliana and her two daughters, Beatrix and Irene, settle in Ottawa, here in Rockcliffe Park, to await the fate of their homeland. The war rages for 3 more dark years, with no end in sight. But there is one glimmer of hope from the exiled family. Princess Juliana is pregnant. There's another princess on the way. The news is a great boost for Dutch morale, but politically, it's a thorny issue. Suddenly, archaic rules about bloodlines and right of succession are serious issues in Ottawa. Canada has to be sure that Juliana's child is born 100% legally and solely Dutch. So, as the due date approached, they prepared...
Yeah, this is so interesting to me because I never thought about that and what implications that could have, or complications. I don't know what the right word is I'm looking for, but how them having been evacuated to Canada could impact the birth of the child and if that child would be able to, I think, reign the Netherlands, because I think that's the reason, right? Is that if she wasn't born if she was born on Canadian grounds, then she wouldn't have been Dutch and therefore couldn't have reigned. I think it's something like that.
4 rooms here at Ottawa Civic Hospital. It's a common misconception that the maternity ward was declared Dutch territory for the birth, but that's a myth. The truth is, it didn't need to be. Canada practices jus soli, birthright citizenship. If you're born on Canadian soil, you are a Canadian. But the Dutch, on the other hand, only practice jus sanguinis, right of blood. If you're born to Dutch parents, it doesn't matter where you're born, you're Dutch. So Juliana's daughter...
Wait, I have to take this in. Wait, so if you're born in Canada, if you're born in Canada, you're just Canadian. If you're born anywhere and you have Dutch parents, then you're Dutch. I didn't know that there was a distinction that they made. So wait, I guess if you have Canadian parents but you were born somewhere else, then you are the nationality of that country. But when you're Dutch and you were born somewhere else, you don't have the nationality of that country. I wonder how that could maybe complicate things. As a child, is a like Dutch child when you're born in another country, if that could have like complications or not. And what happens, I guess he's going to talk about that, but I was like, what happens if then, yeah, you have Dutch parents, both your parents are Dutch, and you were born in Canada. So then by Dutch rights, you have the right of blood, so you're Dutch. But then Canada's rights, you're Canadian because you're born on Canadian soil. So then you have both passports, right? I don't know why this is just, confusing me.
Would automatically be born Dutch. Though there still was one problem. They needed to make sure she wasn't also accidentally born Canadian. And so the maternity ward didn't become Dutch territory. It became denationalized. While Juliana was giving birth, no nation had claim to the ward. It was like a little puddle of international waters. On a freezing cold January afternoon, just a few blocks from Holland Avenue, Juliana gave birth to a baby girl. She was named after a flower, symbol of Dutch resistance against the Nazis. Little baby Margriet.
I like how he pronounced that, Margriet, because we, in Dutch, you would say Margriet, but Margriet, I like it as well.
Day, for the first and only time, a foreign flag flew from the Peace Tower. And the Canadians weren't done yet. 2 years later, in 1945, the 1st Canadian Army swept into the Netherlands. The Royal Air Force launched Operation Manna, airdropping food to the starving population. The grateful people below spelled out thank you messages using the national flower of the Netherlands, tulips. The 1st Canadian Army would go on to liberate the Netherlands. On a very sunny May the 5th, the occupying forces officially surrendered. Juliana, Beatrix, Irene, and little Margriet were going home. Later that same year, despite suffering horrible post-war scarcity, the Netherlands sent Canada.
By the way, let's go back a little bit if you want to.
We're going to liberate the Netherlands. On a very sunny May the 5th, the occupying forces officially surrendered. Juliana, Beatrix, Irene, and little Margriet.
I wanted to hear how he pronounced these names, which, of course, I don't care that he pronounced them that way, but I was like, if you want to know how they would be pronounced in Dutch, it would be Juliana, Beatrix, Irene, and Margriet. So just thought I'd pop that in there if you wanted to know.
Yeah, we're going home. Later that same year, despite suffering horrible post-war scarcity, the Netherlands sent Canada a gift, 100,000 tulips. And the next year, they sent another 10,000. And then again, and again, and again, every year since. In 2001, the tulip was declared the official flower of Ottawa, further strengthening the bond. And now, every May,
I didn't know about that either.
the city blooms in bright tribute to those dark days of the Second World War, when Canada sheltered a princess and freed a nation.
Like, that is so thoughtful of Canada to do that for the Netherlands and for the royal family. It's really interesting to learn more about this story because I had seen you guys comment things about it, but I didn't know the full story. So again, thank you for letting me know and recommending me to watch this video. And again, thank you to Canada for just being so humble and welcoming to the royal family and thoughtful. So it's much deserved that they get you still get tulips every year. So I love that the Netherlands and Canada have such a great bond. If you have any more videos that you want to see me react to, let me know in the comments.